this is 9-6. The directions are solve each rational equation and check. Make sure you check. Okay, let's take a look at this. So I've got a fraction equal to a fraction. This is a proportion, okay, or two ratios equal to, and so we can cross multiply. So we can go ahead and cross multiply, and this is our butterfly multiply, yeah. All right, so we're going to multiply the wings. So we've got 5 times, I'm going to go this way, so I've got 5 times x squared minus 1 equals 15 times 2x minus 2. Okay, so now what's nice here is I can divide by 5. This is a multiple on the outside here, so I can divide by 5, divide by 5. Not really traditional, but definitely something that we can do. So then that's 5. They're cancellations. It's hard to cancel out a 5 and not make it look like an 8. So that's x squared. Bring this over here. So that's x squared minus 1 equals 3 times the quantity 2x minus 2. So let's go ahead and do this out. So I got x squared minus 1 equals, going to distribute our 3x or our 3 through. So we're going to get 6x minus 6. I've got 3 different terms here, so I want to get it equal to 0. Okay, so I want to get it in standard form. So I'm going to subtract 6x and I'm going to add 6 there. And then this is going to give me my 0. So I've got x squared minus 6x plus 5 equals 0. So then I'm going to factor. Okay, this means the same signs, they're both going to be negative. I have an x and an x. The only factors of 5 that will add to give me a 6 are 5 and 1. And then I go ahead and solve, so x is equal to 5 and x is equal to 1. Okay, now I need to check this. Okay, so I go back to my original, which I will write in blue up here. So I got 5 over 2x minus 2 is equal to 15 over x squared minus 1. Okay, so I'm going to check. I'm going to check at x equal to 1. Okay? Now, when you know your restrictions, you should see that if I put a 1 in here, 1 squared minus 1 is going to give me a what? This is going to give me a 0. 1 squared minus 1 is equal to a 0, which makes this, which makes it undefined. So x cannot be equal to 1 here. Okay? So we need to check out 5. So then let's check out at x equal to 5. So I'm going to do put this in here. So I've got 5 divided by 2 times 5 minus 2 is equal to 15 divided by 5 squared minus 1. So I need to go to a skinnier marker. So I've got 5 divided by, that's 10 minus 2, which is 8, equals, this is 15, and this is 25 minus 1, which is 24, which does reduce to a 5/8. So 5/8 equals 5/8, so it does check. So x is equal to 5 is my only answer here. 1 is rejected. Let's look at another example here, example 2. We notice that we've got 3 fractions here. Let's make this over 1 so we can see that as a fraction. Our common denominator is going to be 6x. So let's see, I need the 3 here, and I need the 2 here, and I need the actual 6x here. So I've got 6x, 6x, and 6x. So then I'm going to, what I can do with this, since these are all the same denominator, and since this is equals, that means these fractions are all equivalent now to be with the denominator of an equivalence of 6x. So I can wipe out this denominator. I don't need it. So then I've got 3 times 3, which is 9, minus 5 times 2, or a negative 5 times 2, which is a negative 10, is equal to 2 times 6x, which is 12x. So then I got 9 minus 10, which is a negative 1, which is equal to 12x. So then negative 1/12 is equal to x. Now we need to check this. So to check this, we have the original problem, so it's 3 over 2x minus 5 over 3x. And we want to know if it's going to be equal to 2. So we need to substitute in negative 1/12. So we're going to plug and chug. I'm going to move this over here. So I've got 3 over 2 times negative 1/12 right in there. Okay, minus 5 divided by 3 times negative 1/12 for my check in there. And I want to know if it's going to be equal to 2. Okay, so then 3 divided by, this is the same as negative 2 divided by 12, which is a negative 1/6, minus 5 divided by, and then this is negative 3 divided by 12, which is a negative 1/4. Okay, so that's negative 3 over 12. And is this going to be equal to 2? So I've got a fraction here, so I'm going to have to multiply by the reciprocal. And I've got another fraction here, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. So I'm going to bring this over here. So I've got 3 over 1 times, flip that, and that's going to be negative 6 over 1, minus 5 over 1 times negative 4 over 1. So I've got negative 18. A negative times a negative is positive. So negative 18 plus 20. And again, is this going to be equal to 2? So negative 18 plus 20 is 2. So 2 is equal to 2, so it checks. So my final answer is x is equal to negative 1/12. It does check, so that ends up being my answer. Here's example 3. Just 2 more problems here. Alright, so let's take a look at this. We're going to have to factor these denominators. I'm going to do this just right here down in, and maybe I'll do it in this nice pretty blue here. So factor this, and this is going to factor out a 2. GCF is a 2, so I've got 2 times the quantity y plus 4. That way we can find out what our common denominator is here. Then this is going to factor into a difference of 2 perfect squares. So that's going to be y plus 4 and y minus 4. Okay, and then this is going to be your GCF of 2. So you're going to have 2 times the quantity y minus 4. Okay, so we can see that our common denominator is 2 times the y plus quantity y plus 4 times the quantity y minus 4. So I am missing the y minus 4 here. So let me multiply this by that quantity, y minus 4, over y minus 4. And it's going to be with the blue. Then I am only missing the 2 here, so I'm actually going to put it right here. So multiply that by 2, and that's going to be in parentheses there. And then this, I am missing the y, quantity y plus 4 for this one to be a complete common denominator. Okay, so double check it. I've got 2 and then y minus 4, y plus 4, 2, y plus 4, y minus 4, 2, y minus 4, y plus 4. Yep, I have them all the same. So guess what? I can wipe out my denominator. Now this 2 is really down here. So I'm really wiping out my denominator, which may not work with my marker. There we go. Okay, so I wipe it out. This is also wiped out from down here. But anyway, so let me try to grab up this blue then, I guess. Alright, so this is going to be 10 times the quantity y minus 4. So distribute that, and you're going to get 10y minus 40. Now we're going to distribute this negative 2 through. So negative 2 times 7y is a negative 14y. And negative 2 times positive 8 is a negative 16 equals, and then we're going to distribute a negative 8 through here as well. So then I've got negative 8y minus 32. Okay, so I'm going to combine like terms. So I've got 10y minus 4y, which gives me a negative 4y. And then I've got a negative 40 minus 16, which gives me a negative 56, equals negative 8y minus 32. And we're going to just do a couple algebra steps here. So we're going to add 8y to both sides and add 56 to both sides. This is gone and this is gone, and then I have 4y is equal to 24. And so y is equal to 6 when I divide that by 24 divided by 4. So y equals 6. So now I need to check it. Okay? So let me see if I can get a different color for the check. Let's use green. Okay, so I'm going to check it into the black. Alright? So I've got 10 divided by, I'm going to put 6 in for this y. So I'm not writing all that out again, so I'm just going to make that substitution right now. So plus 8 minus, I'm looking at the black, so 7 times, put the 6 in with the y, is 6 plus 8 divided by, put the 6 in for the y, so I've got 6 squared minus 16 equals a negative 8, I don't know if this is going to squeeze in here, 2 times 6 minus 8. So I guess that's squeezed in there. Okay, so then I'm just going to compute this. I'm going to bring this down here where my green is. So then 10 divided by, this is 12 plus 8, which is 20. I'm going to leave that denominator because I have a feeling it's going to be the same. So then 7 times 6 is 42. 42 plus 8 is 50 times a negative is negative 50 divided by 36 minus 16 is 20 equals negative 8 divided by, and this is 12 minus 8, which is 4. So this gives us a negative 2. This gives us a negative 40 over 20, which does give us a negative 2. So it does check. So that means y equals 6 is our answer. This is our last problem for this section. So again, we're going to get a common denominator. This is already nicely factored for us, so that'll be a shorter problem for us. We can see that the common denominator is going to be x times the quantity x plus 2. So I am missing the x here. And I am missing the x plus 2 here. Now I have all the same denominator because this is already x times x plus 2. I don't need to multiply anything there, and I can wipe it out. So then I have 2x 2 times x is 2x, minus, be careful here, this is minus 1 distributed through, so this is minus x minus 2 is equal to a negative 4. So then I get x minus 2 when I combine like terms here. X minus 2 is equal to a negative 4. Add 2 to both sides, and I get x is equal to a negative 2. Now I need to check this. So I need to check this. We'll do the check in blue. So I'm going to check. I can actually write this one down. So this is 2 over x plus 2 minus 1 over x, looking at the black, negative 4 over x times the quantity x plus 2. Look at the black up here in this first line. So I have 2 divided by, I'm going to plug in my negative 2 where I see my x. So negative 2 plus 2. Stop right there. What did you get? This is equal to a 0. I cannot have that. You can also automatically see negative 2 plus 2 is 0. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. So this is undefined. And so x equal to cannot be equal to negative 2. So x cannot be equal to negative 2. And we have no solution here. We have no solution for this answer, which is that right there. Okay, that concludes section 9-6, and we'll see you in class. Thanks.